What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is going to be your review for The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 4, Episode 1. So listen, let me tell y'all something. First of all, bravo, Shed Media. I saw what y'all did, and there was some shade. This is some shady stuff that y'all got going on. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But I see you, bravo. Y'all shady as hell for what y'all got going on. Y'all done bought the ghost of Jen Shah by way of Monica, her ex-assistant. We're going to get to Miss Monica. And then, let me tell you something else that I'm not getting ready to sit here and do, bravo, Salt Lake City, Shed Media. Let me tell you what I'm not getting ready to do. I am not getting ready to sit here and spend the whole season talking about bathtubs. I'm not doing it. We're going to get to that. So we start this episode off. We have Lisa doing what Lisa does best, which is talking. Okay, it is Sundance, and she is in party planning mode. And we see her talking to her husband. Her son is a senior in high school, and he has decided to go on a mission. And Lisa acts like it is the end of the world. Lisa acts like, she's like, well, he kept it a secret from us. I can't believe it. I thought he was going to college, and he's decided he's going to go on this mission, which means that for 2 years, he has to give to others instead of himself. And I'm just so distraught. Pardon my ignorance. And I am saying, pardon my ignorance. I thought that was the expectation of all Mormons. I thought they were supposed to do a mission. I mean, are you shocked because you're saying that he planned it without you knowing? Or what? Like, girl, what? She act like it's the end of the world. Like she never, like this was such a, she didn't expect it to happen. And I'm just like, but ain't that a part of what y'all do as Mormons? Y'all go on missions? Anyway. So then we meet up with Heather and Meredith. Now Heather has bought a new house, and I'm here for it. She said she had lived in the same house for 20 years. She said that's the house that she lived in throughout her whole marriage. After she got divorced, she stayed in that house. She said, and now I'm making a little bit of change, okay? My business is doing well. I'm a New York Times bestseller with my book, Bad Mormon. I got my Real Housewives check rolling in, and I can upgrade. And I done bought me a new house 3 blocks from the 3 blocks over from the old house. Now, Heather, let me tell you something. The reason why I be struggling with you, Heather, is for stuff like this. Now, you done bought this brand new house. You done upgraded 7-bedroom, blah, 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 however many square feet. And you want me to believe that you are standing outside in your Gucci outfit and your heel boots shoveling your walkway? I mean, seriously, like, no, really, that's what you want us to believe? You didn't have any other way of starting this scene with Meredith. Meredith pulls up in the car, and y'all are out there shoveling snow, and Meredith was like, okay, I pay somebody to do this. And I feel the same way. Girl, I would have had to be like, I beat you on the inside. I'm not doing this. But anyway, they go inside. We find out that Heather and Whitney have talked. Now, I believe, I'm almost certain, that this season was filmed before they went on the Ultimate Girls Trip. So, or was it after the reunion? I don't remember. All I know is, okay, I thought, hold on, let me think. I feel like the Ultimate Girls Trip was after this, after they filmed this season, because I think they talked about that on the show, that they had filmed their season and, whatever. But anyway, I don't even know why I brought that up. Her and Whitney allegedly, well, they ain't allegedly, they talked. And Heather was saying how she wanted to move forward. Whitney, on the other hand, looked like she was just like, you're going to have to show me. Like, I need you to be Missouri right now. Just be the show me state, because I'm not believing nothing that's coming out your mouth. I'm not listening, and I'm not believing nothing that is coming out your mouth, okay? So Meredith was like, well, I have a problem with Whitney too. And Heather's like, girl, well, what happened? What'd she do? Well, she's giving interviews in the press about me, and I don't appreciate it. Girl, well, what she say? She said that me and Seth taking a bath together is nasty and there's all sorts of bacteria in the tub and it grosses her out. Baby, I'm Heather. Heather didn't know whether to laugh or not because Heather was like, is she serious? Like, she joking with me right now or is she serious right now? Because I feel like she's not serious. But she is serious. So, with that being said, she wants to confront Whitney over this interview because she said, this is what Whitney does. And she's been taking digs at me over the years and I'm just tired of it. And me and her need to have a talk. Girl, I was so confused. I said, is she mad for real over that? Now, the one thing she did bring up, because she said, well, does Whitney feel that way about all the bacteria that be up in her hot tub? Now, that's a valid point. That's a valid point. But neither here nor there, child. I said, here we go with Meredith getting mad about something, and she going to stretch this thing out, baby. She going to ride that thing till the wheels fall off. We find out that Heather, she's been dealing with a lot. Jen going to jail. Of course, everybody keep asking her, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? She's dealing with the remnants of last season with that mysterious black eye. She's dealing with, the pushback that she's gotten from everybody around her because of this bad Mormon book that we found out later on ain't nobody read. But anyway, child, we'll get there when we get there, okay? So Heather decides that she wants to have a, everybody get together and let's leave it here type of function, right? She's going to invite all the ladies. The ladies can bring friends. And, let's move forward. Let's leave it right here, right? Starting fresh, okay? Meredith was like, I think that's a good idea. Let's do it. So then we see Miss Mary Cosby is back, okay? Mary and Meredith go out to lunch together. Come to find out, Meredith is the only person that has stayed in touch with Mary over the time that she's been gone. And I feel like, is Mary the only housewife to ever not show up for a reunion and be able to come back? Because, she didn't show up for that last reunion. And even though she's just a friend of the show, I mean, that's interesting. And baby Mary is still married. She said her husband and son are doing well. She said he has a girlfriend. Now, he had a girlfriend last time. I guess it's a different girl. And she said, yeah, everybody tells me that he's married, but I don't know. I'm going to have to do some investigating about that. Baby, the production was like, well, you ain't talked to him? You haven't asked him? She said, no, I haven't had time. They were like, don't you live with him? She was like, yeah. I said, child, I'm not doing this with Mary this time. Mary said that she lived in the house with the boy. Now, she said Robert Sr. was in Vegas for the last 6 months. She said, they asked her, well, how do you feel about that? She said, I'm fine. I said, you know what? I'm not doing this with Mary. Y'all know I got a love-hate relationship with Mary because sometimes I find her absolutely hilarious. And then there are times when I be ready to wring her neck. But in this episode, I found her hilarious with her little... I think a friend of the show is a good medium for her. Like, she doesn't have to be there all the time and engage. She can sort of pick and choose. But we get the silly, we get the quirky. So while they're at lunch, of course they talk about Jen and what happened to Jen. And child, why the production be asking dumb questions? Production gonna ask Meredith, has she talked to Jen? She's like, I ain't talked to Jen since she went to prison. They were like, so you haven't reached out to her since she's been in prison? Baby, Meredith was like, she in jail. What you want from me? Like, she's in jail. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what y'all want from me on this. So, then basically, Mary said that she felt like that was karma. Like, Jen was, a nasty person, and it's her karma. Like, she put it out there, and that's what came back on her, and it's just her karma, okay? And that was pretty much that scene. Then we have Angie meeting up with Miss Monica and Meredith. Now, Miss Monica is a mess. And let me tell you something, Miss Monica. I'm going to see how you play this because you clearly have come on this show to be the villain. Like that, let's be clear. That is your role. Your role is to start the mess and be the villain. You are Jen Shah's proxy. And Bravo, Shed Media, whoever the hell hired you, clearly brought you in to start shit. Now, I'ma see how you handle it. Because see, whenever you're the villain, either you gotta stand in it and be that villain, or it's gonna fall apart and and these women are gonna eat you up. So what do we know about Miss Monica? Miss Monica claims that she was Jen Shah's friend, and when Jen Shah lost her assistant, she stepped in as her assistant. Now, first of all, we know that I'm already side-eyeing you on that part of the story, because Jen Shah had 5 assistants. Remember, that was the ridiculousness of Jen Shah, that she had all these damn assistants. So, girl, if she had an assistant quit and you stepped in, you was her assistant. Okay, maybe y'all were friendly, but girl, you worked for Jen Shah. Then she gonna say that Jen said to her, do you want to make $600,000 in a month? Well, let me tell you what to do. Then you have to do this, 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 and this. And she said that didn't feel good to her, that something didn't feel right about that. So she called a friend of hers who worked for the FBI. And he told her, get away from Jen Shah because she's going to jail. And she said 2 months later, Jen was arrested. And that's how I became a witness against Jen Shah. I said, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that messy ass Bravo done bought a person that testified against Jen Shah on the show? I said, oh, this messy. I said, y'all messy for this. Y'all messy for this. Ooh, y'all are messy for this. But neither here nor there, child. Monica said that she got married. And then 6 months later, after she got married, she found herself in an entanglement, which led her to getting divorced. But then she remarried her ex-husband, but now they getting a divorce again. And she got 4 kids ranging from 5 to 17, with four daughters in ages 5 to 17. I said, oh, Monica got some shit with her. Okay. Then Lisa, and I didn't know Lisa had this much tact in her. Lisa was trying to be as tactful as possible and saying, yeah, I met Monica, but she ain't look like that. Like, this Monica looked totally different from the Monica I met. She said, child, if they put this Monica in a police lineup, I wouldn't even recognize her. I said, I feel like you being real nice to be real messy, Lisa Barlow. And I've never seen you be this tactful before, okay? But, of course, this was the get-to-know-you lunch. And what I found interesting is that when Lisa ordered a drink and it came around to Monica, Monica was like, oh, I'll have what she's having. And then when Angie ordered her food, Monica was like, oh my gosh, I was going to order the same thing. And I was like, okay, Miss Monica. Then Miss Monica let us know that Jen Shah didn't have nothing nice to say about none of these women. And that she's going to just try her best to give each one of these women a chance and judge them for herself without having to, without relying on what, Jen Shah said. But baby, she said Jen Shah talked about all these women. All of them. Badly. I said, Lord, here we go. I said, Monica, you going to be a mess, but I got my eye on you. My good eye on you, okay? All right, so then we get to Heather's event. And see, Heather, this is how I know that first scene you was in with Meredith was some bull hockey, because you was dressed for the occasion, because y'all were having like a whole little brunch situation. Of course, the indoor-outdoor thing. Of course, it's Utah, so it's snowing and it's cold. But they got the fire pit. They're going to make s'mores. They're going to do all this stuff. And then Heather planned a whole snowball fight, which I thought was cute. Ain't nothing. Listen, a snowball fight is a fun time. So everybody was able to bring a friend, right? So Heather has on a whole snow outfit with sweater and snow boots. And I was like, exactly, Heather. I ain't never seen you not dressed for the snow when you going to be in the snow. So you mean to tell me your ass was out there shoveling snow and you had on them boots and that Gucci out? Girl, stop it. Okay, moving on. So Whitney shows up with her friend. Meredith shows up with Mary. And of course, everybody's like, Mary Cosby, are you kidding me, right? Lisa shows up with Angie. And Heather was like, you know what? This whole This whole party is about starting fresh, but I don't even really mess with Angie like that because Angie was on that bull hockey last season. And, I'm going to go ahead and let it go, though, because that's why we're here. We're here to just let it go and make amends. So I'm going to woo-saw that, and I'm going to let it be what it's going to be. And, of course, they bring Monica too, child. So everybody's like, hey, how you doing? Oh, hey, yeah, okay, hey, girl, hey. And then, Heather gives her little speech about why we're all here. We're here to just basically, last year was a rough year, but we want to just kind of move past it, leave what's in the past, and everybody start fresh. So Mary had a really good conversation with Heather. And you know what I loved about that conversation? Mary ain't let Heather off the hook. Mary was like, so how you feel now that Jen's gone? And Heather was trying to make it seem like, oh, well, I mean, I was just so suffocated in that relationship, and people made it seem like it was more than what it was. And Mary was like, no, it was what it was. Like, you were all in. Like, it wasn't Jen Shah, and you weren't. You were all in that relationship. So no, we're not going to play that game and pretend like you weren't a part of it. Like, you were there. She said, so how do you feel now that she's not here? And what Heather said in her confessional is what I wish. It's really what I wish Heather had said last year. And what Heather said was, look, now is just not the time to tell her that I need boundaries and to set those boundaries and to really have the hard conversation. Like, she's literally fighting for her freedom. So honestly, now just ain't the time to do it. Now I feel like that's something that Heather has processed through. I don't think that's where she was last year. I think maybe through therapy or whatever. But she did admit that, basically that relationship was crazy. But Heather said, now that there's been some space and time and reflection, I kind of see it for the dysfunction that it was, and I'm glad that I'm sort of out of the loop. But I like the fact that Mary did not let her off the hook. Baby, Lisa Barlow said the last time she talked to Mary, she said Mary cussed her out in that text message, and the only way that Mary Cosby know how to do it. And baby, Lisa started reading them text messages, and baby, I was like, what? She told her she was a witch, she was a vile person, a horrible human being. Like, she said some nasty stuff. And I was like, damn, Mary. And if I was Lisa, I just don't know if I would be so quick to have no conversation and talk to her. So Whitney and Heather had another little, like, we're moving forward conversation. Um, Lisa and Meredith actually pulled Lisa aside and said, look, I really want to sit down and talk. Like, we tried to work through this in the group, and it just didn't kind of work out for us to do it as a group. So maybe we need to just sit down one-on-one and have a conversation. And Lisa was open to it. She was cool. She was down for it. Then Meredith and Whitney get into it because Heather makes a joke about, they were joking about drugs or whatever, and Heather made a joke, which of course gave Meredith the open door to be like, yeah, because I heard you said some things about me last year, like that rumor about me taking, ketamine, that came from you. And Whitney was like, girl, what you talking about? I didn't say that. She said, I didn't know nothing about it till we got to the reunion. And Lisa was the one that said it at the reunion. How did I get in this? How did it become a me thing? So Whitney and Meredith get into it, and then Meredith talks to her about the bathtub or whatever. And at first, Whitney was like, girl, it was just a joke. But then she came back later and was like, well, I do think it's a little creepy to stay in the tub with the, like, you get in the tub to get clean. It's creepy to be in the tub with somebody. And I'm thinking, Whitney, not miss me and my husband finger paint each other and slide around on the floor with paint on, and I get on my pole, and like, girl, for you to be a prude over a tub, that was just crazy. But she said, all right, Meredith, I apologize. Now, can we move on? Because what I don't want is for you to just keep bringing this up and just keep holding this against me. And listen, she ain't wrong. That's exactly what Meredith gonna do. That's exactly what Meredith is gonna do. Meredith was like, I'm not going to hold a grudge. I'm not going to do that. I don't hold grudges. I said, girl, what? Shaw, you still mad at Jen Shah about something she said season 1? Girl, stop it. You hold grudges, Meredith. And you be holding grudges off of the dumb shit. Like this bathtub. So we'll see where that goes. So then, Heather pulled everybody down to the area where they're going to have the snowball fight. Baby, Mary said, oh yeah, I'm not going. I'm not doing that. Baby, and she didn't go. So they end up going out there and they have the snowball fight. And it did look, listen, ain't nothing wrong with a good snowball fight. I know here in our area, every time there's a good snow, baby, there's usually a big snowball fight somewhere in DC, right? They be coordinating it on Twitter, hashtagging it, and baby, all kinds of people show up, and we just have a big. I say we. I did go once, and it's fun because it just be adults, and it's like a big old. Well, kids be there too, but it's just like a big old snowball fight. It's fun, and they had fun, and they were rolling around in the snow, and it was a good time. And that's how the episode ended. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. We'll see where we go with this season, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later.